What if your greatest fear turned out to be your superpower? Today, we're diving into one of Marvel's most underrated and explosive origin stories. She's been Johnny Storm's love interest and a Herald of Galactus. Let's jump into the video and find out who is Nova. Frankie Raye's story began in sorrow. Her biological father vanished when she was young, and her mother remarried Thomas Raye, an eccentric repairman hiding a huge secret. He was actually Phineas T. Horton, the inventor of the original android Human Torch. Horton had buried his past, but when the Fantastic Four emerged and Johnny Storm took up the Human Torch mantle, Horton became enraged. He took Frankie, who was only 14, with him to a shady warehouse where the government had stored his confiscated research. As she was helping him retrieve his old chemicals and gear, she fell through a decaying floorboard and shattered a container of chemicals. She was immediately engulfed in flames, but Frankie felt no pain. Instead, she discovered the fire was a part of her and she could control it. Her father quickly hypnotized her to forget the incident and embedded deep suggestions that induced pyrophobia. He then vanished from her life, and Frankie would only receive monthly allowances through the mail to live on. She drifted through her life, struggling to recall anything before the accident. Then, about a year later, she received a package in the mail. Inside was a golden bathing suit and a cassette tape from her father. The message on the tape instructed her to put on the suit and then destroy the tape. Her father used trigger words he had implanted during hypnosis, which compelled her to obey. Frankie burst into flames and melted the tape. When the fire extinguished, the suit disappeared. Over the next 5 years, she lived a quiet, lonely existence. Then came Johnny Storm, who she felt inexplicably drawn to, even with her fear of fire and knowing he was the Human Torch. Their relationship would spark something more, her suppressed memories and powers. One day, Frankie happened to see the golden bathing suit. She then told Johnny about the mysterious bathing suit, and as she recounted her story, she burst into flames and her memories returned. Thrilled by her rediscovered powers, she took to the sky to test them out, and Johnny followed close behind her. When she flew too high and her flames fizzled out mid-flight, Johnny was there to catch her. He took her back to the Fantastic Four headquarters and told the team about her powers. She then became a probationary member of the Fantastic Four. As she trained with the Fantastic Four, she quickly grew frustrated with consistently being sidelined during missions due to her inexperience. But that would soon change. Terrax, the Herald of Galactus, came to Earth and tried to force the Fantastic Four to take out Galactus. Instead, the Fantastic Four alerted Galactus to Terrax's plan. Galactus arrived on Earth and stripped Terrax of his cosmic power. Meanwhile, Frankie was stunned to learn that cosmic threats were very real. She quickly immersed herself in the Fantastic Four's archives on Galactus. Even though the Fantastic Four had just helped Galactus, he still needed to feed, and when Galactus vowed to consume the Earth, Frankie stepped up and offered to become his next herald in exchange for the Earth's safety. Galactus accepted and granted her a fragment of his power cosmic. Frankie was transformed into Nova. Her abilities were cosmically enhanced. Her original flame powers were supercharged. She could fly faster than light, fire solar-level blast, and manipulate energy on an astronomical scale. She no longer needed food or air. She was now able to survive effortlessly in the vacuum of space. The power cosmic also gave her the ability to communicate telepathically with Galactus and his former heralds, and her body became the equivalent of a miniature star, with blazing heat and enough energy to incinerate almost any substance. Her senses expanded far beyond human limits, allowing her to detect movement millions of miles away and perceive different light spectrums. As Galactus' herald, Nova embraced her freedom and power. She led him to countless worlds, indifferent to the destruction of alien civilizations. Her apathy soon caught the attention of the Silver Surfer, who had once walked the same path. He took Nova to a primitive world and asked if she'd sacrifice it. She replied yes, only to learn it was Earth. The Silver Surfer had taken her back in time to when Earth was just a fledgling planet to prove a point. Shocked and disillusioned, Frankie began to question her actions. Galactus soon noticed her change of heart and cast her out, replacing her with Morg, a merciless executioner. The Silver Surfer soon learned of Nova's departure and Morg's rise. Alarmed by Morg's brutal nature, he confronted Galactus, warning him of Morg's lack of morality. Galactus dismissed his concerns, and the Surfer was swiftly defeated by Morg in battle. Determined to stop Morg, the Silver Surfer recruited Firelord, another former Herald of Galactus, and together they sought reinforcements. They soon rallied the remaining former Heralds, Nova, Terrax, and Airwalker. The assembled Heralds confronted Morg in a fierce cosmic showdown. Despite their combined might, they were outmatched. Airwalker was severely damaged, and Morg struck Nova with a fatal blast to the back. Galactus, who had not ordered Nova's death, was pissed and stripped Morg of his power cosmic. In his weakened state, Morg was killed by Terrax. To make amends for Galactus losing yet another Herald, Firelord and Airwalker volunteered to serve him once more. The Silver Surfer honored Nova by entombing her body inside of a sun, but Nova's flame wasn't fully extinguished. Years later, Frankie would mysteriously resurface in Nevada. Well, that's the origin of Nova. If you enjoyed this journey through Nova's fiery origin, hit that like button and subscribe for more epic Marvel character origin stories. And don't forget to turn on notifications so you don't miss out when we ignite on another origin story. Well, that does it for this video. Thanks for watching. Peace.